News for you right now.
All right, listeners, buckle up, because today we're diving into a transfer rumor that's got the Arsenal fan base buzzing.
Yeah, it's Viktor Gyokeres.
And we've got this fascinating article arguing that he'd be a perfect fit at the Emirates.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the article makes it clear that this guy is not your average striker.
No, not at all.
He's got some surprising strengths that could really shake things up in North London. So let's unpack why this move could be a game changer.
Sounds good.
First things first, this article really emphasizes Gyokeres' versatility. Apparently, he's not just stuck in that central striker role.
Nope.
Can play across the entire front line.
Exactly. He's not your typical, stay central kind of striker.
Right, not just a classic number 9.
Right.
But why is that such a big deal in modern football? I mean...
Well, you see, the game's all about fluidity these days, Being able to adapt formations, switch things up mid-game, keep the opponents guessing. It's a huge advantage.
I see.
Imagine Gyokeres, drifting out wide to link up with Saka, creating space for overlapping runs from Ben White. I mean, that kind of unpredictable movement,
Yeah.
that would be a nightmare for defenders to deal with.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so tactically he's got that flexibility down,
Sure.
but physically he's a big guy.
He is.
6'2".
Yes.
So does that mean he's all about that, classic target man style?
It's easy to assume that, right?
Yeah.
Tall striker equals, long balls, aerial dominance.
Okay.
But the interesting thing about Gyokeres is that he blends that physical presence with some real finesse.
Okay.
The article highlights his impressive link-up play and passing range.
Passing range. So we're not just talking about, those like quick 1-2s in the box. He can actually pick out those longer passes.
He seems to excel at both, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he can do the clever little exchanges in tight spaces. But he's also shown that he's got the vision, to pick out those diagonal passes that can completely change the direction of an attack. Think of those Kevin De Bruyne-esque passes that just split defenses wide open. Gyokeres has that in his locker.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can't forget about his goal-scoring record.
Of course not.
I mean, sporting CP Coventry City, the numbers speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
But the article points out something really interesting.
What's that?
He seems to thrive in high-pressure situations.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about, padding his stats against weaker teams.
Yeah.
This is a guy who delivers when the stakes are high.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. It's not just scoring, tap-ins against weaker teams. He's delivering in those crucial moments, whether it's a promotion push or a European knockout game.
Right.
This guy steps up. And that suggests to me that he wouldn't be fazed by the intensity of the Premier League or the Champions League,
Yeah, that's a good point. Which brings us to why this move could make so much sense for Arsenal.
Exactly.
I mean, let's face it, they've looked a bit vulnerable when Gabriel Jesus has been injured.
Yeah, they lack depth in attack. Right.
And Gyokeres wouldn't just be a backup,
Right.
He'd be genuine competition for Jesus pushing him to perform at his best.
It'd be like when Luis Diaz arrived at Liverpool.
Exactly.
Suddenly the whole forward line's got this new energy.
It elevates everybody.
Everyone's on their toes.
Competition brings out the best.
Yeah. And the article actually goes even further.
Oh, yeah.
They call this a potential statement signing.
Interesting.
What do you make of that?
I think it's a really interesting point. It's not just about acquiring a talented player. It's about sending a signal to your rivals, even to potential future signings.
Yeah.
It says, we're serious contenders. We're building a squad capable of winning trophies.
I like it. All right. So to wrap things up, Viktor Gyokeres is more than just a goal scorer.
He is.
He's versatile, he's dynamic, and potentially a game-changing addition to Arsenal's attack.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see how this one develops.
You do. So he brings a really unique blend of physicality, technical skill, and mental resilience that could take Arsenal to another level.
Yeah, and here's something to consider. If Gyokeres continues on this trajectory, could he become one of the most complete forwards in Europe?
It's a big question.
And if he does, how would that transform Arsenal's ambitions both domestically and on the European stage?
That's something for our listeners to ponder.
Definitely.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next time.